It's been a minute since I've done a vlog, but my life has been super busy. I am a foster mom now, so my life has changed drastically and I have a lot going on. This week's vlog is entitled Three Things That Are Hard About Being a Foster Parent. Now, I'm also going to give you the perks next week, but this week I just want to focus on the hard parts of being a foster parent. I'm kind of whispering a little bit because my boys are taking a nap. I have two little boys in my home right now, and they're taking a nap. So that's why I'm kind of whispering, but I'm trying to talk loud. I have the door closed, but my office and their room is right next to each other. So like I said, this week's vlog is all about the hard parts about being a foster parent. First, I'm going to just talk about a little bit about being a foster parent. I got into foster parenting last year. I officially became licensed February of this year. I was licensed the 19th, which was on a Monday, and that Friday I got my very first placement. I had her for almost a month, and then not even a week later, I got these two boys, and I've had them for like 3 or 4 weeks now, I believe. So like I said, I've been very busy. Like, they keep me going. They're 2 years old and a 7-month old, so you know how that is. The 7-month old's crawling all over the place, and 2-year-old is getting into everything. So that's what's been going on with me. But it's amazing being a foster mom, being able to have them in my home is great. This particular placement will probably be with me for a little while, for a few months. I know they are looking into some family members, but right now they are with me. And I know at least for the next month and a half, 2 months, they'll be with me. And so I decided to do this because I was working at CPS a little over, I think probably like a year and a half now, 2 years that I've been gone from CPS, a year and a half. And I saw how there needed to be more foster parents, and I battled with it myself for the longest to become a foster parent because I know how I am with kids, how I can get attached and all of that. So I battled for a while, and I finally decided to get into being a foster parent once I switched over to a different job. And so far, so good. It has its days, of course, but it's amazing to be able to have these children in my home. These two boys, when I got the call, nobody wanted them that day. They had been in the CPS office all freaking day, and I'm guessing it's probably because of their ages. So I couldn't let them just continue to sit there. So I said yes, I'll take them. The first night was really hard for me, very hard. Like, the next day I was ready to put my notice on them, and then I just looked at them, and it got better, and I was like, I can't give up on these babies because they were already in the CPS office all day. It's going to be hard for them to find another home from them, and now they are amazing. We have a great bond, a great relationship, and I just couldn't see, like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do when they leave. Like, it was hard for me when the little girl left because she was my very first placement, and I know this is gonna be hard, but I know it's gonna be a little bit easier because now I'm used to it. But these guys are amazing. So now let's get into this week's vlog. 3 things that are hard about being a foster parent. So the first one is saying goodbye. Definitely hard. This is one of the reasons that I battled for so long to become a foster parent, because I know how I am when it comes to kids. You can't help but to get attached to these children, especially when you know their stories and you know what they've been through. My very first placement, I had her February 23rd, and she left March 22nd. And then the boys I have now, I've had them since March 27th, so we're almost on a month. And like I stated, I'll probably have them at least another month and a half to 2 months, depending on what happens with the home study or whatever. It could be longer than that, but as of right now, we're looking at least a month to 2 months. Saying goodbye is hard. How do you deal with it? Let yourself grieve, cry. Like, when the baby girl left, I cried for like 2 days straight. She was just amazing. She was 2 weeks old when I got her. She was a month when she left. So I did grieve. I cried. I talked about it to my coworkers. My coworkers and my friends. Family, very supportive. So I just talked about it, and then I just I had a couple days to myself before I ended up getting the new placement that I have now. So I would watch movies. I spent time with family. I had went out a couple of times, and just had those couple of days to myself to just mentally get myself together for this new placement. But the hardest part is having to say goodbye to these children, because you know that where they are with you, they're in a safe environment, and a loving environment, a caring environment. But when they leave, it's the unknown. Like, you don't know what they're going into, and that makes it even harder. Not only the attachment makes it harder because you're already attached to them, but the unknown of what they're going into next is really, really hard. So it's okay to grieve. Just like you would grieve anything else, grieve those children, pray for those children, and you just have to keep it moving so you can prepare for your next placement. Number two, the system. Just like any other system, the CPS system. I'm not going to say the CPS system. No, you know what? The CPS system and I believe the courts that the CPS that the cases go through, are kind of jacked up. Everybody's not on the same page. Um, they don't always keep you in the loop. Like, you have to blow up their phones. It's crazy. And as a foster parent, you want to be able to know what's going on, especially, like I said, you have this attachment to these kids. You want to be mentally prepared for the good, the bad, the ugly. And if you have a CPS worker that's not being in contact with you and not keeping you in the loop, it can be very, very frustrating. Like, I would constantly text CPS workers, CASA, lawyers, whoever. I would blow up their phone like, hey, can you tell me, like, what's going on? What's the play? What's going to happen, is there a home study being done? Are they going to do this? Are they going to do that? So I really try to stay on those lawyers and CPS workers, which unfortunately I shouldn't have to. They should really keep me in the loop, because they do have to work with my scheduling as well with certain things, but they don't. So the system is jacked up. Um, that's another reason that I left CPS, because the system is really jacked up, especially in Dallas County. Um, Alongside, not everyone I've been on the same page is broken. I feel like they failed so many children. That's why there's been so many child death cases, because they're so quick to try to send them back to their families. And I'm all for the children being with their parents. I am. But at the same time, you have to think about these children's safety. And if you're just quick to put them back in that situation, anything could happen. You need to further assess this, further assess those family members that they could possibly go to when they're doing home studies, or fifth of kin, or whatever the case may be. Like, you really need to assess them, because that's why there's been so many child death cases, because the system is broken, and they're just trying to do things quickly, put them back with their family. I am all for the family reunification. That's what the main goal is to reunify with the families. But at the same time, you need to make sure that all their ducks are in a row before you put these kids back into that situation, to prevent further child death cases. Um, Broken system, everyone not on the same page. Um, that's pretty much my biggest concerns about the system. Um, how do you deal with it? You just have to be patient. Be knowledgeable as well. Thank God I used to work for CPS, so I kind of know how everything is. I know what questions to ask. I know what to look out for. I know what to be pretty much prepared for. Like I said, the good, the bad, and ugly. So because I have that knowledge, I have that background, I'm a little bit more prepared, and I can, even though it's still crazy, I still get upset with certain things. Like, even when my baby girl left, where they placed her, I just felt like it was too soon for that placement. But of course, it was out of my hands, and there we go again with the broken system. So just being knowledgeable about the system. It's in I hate for those families that don't know anything about being a foster parent, and they don't have that background. For those that have that social work background, and especially those that have worked for CPS or foster agency, then it's a plus for them, because they're knowledgeable in it. Where you might have somebody that's in a whole nother field, they really might not know, like, what questions to ask, what to expect. So I would say you definitely would need patience. be kind at all times. Like, even though it may frustrate you when you don't know what's going on, you have to continuously call a caseworker or a lawyer, CASA, whatever the case may be. Just remain kind at all times with those people, and then do some meditation. Um, I like to meditate. Like I said, once I get the kids to sleep, I have them on a schedule. So once I get them to sleep, I try to at least, have some me time to kind of like unwind and stuff. Just get my mind off of everything else, the frustrations of, trying to reach out to this person or that person. So, you just have to have a balance of it all. And number three, the third and final, are the awkward moments. So some of the questions I wrote down are, um, are they your kids? What about their birth family? Why are they in care? How much do you get paid? Are you scared their families will come get them? So let's start with, are they your kids? I say, yes, these are my babies. I give each one of my babies nicknames. Uh, so, yes, they're mine. As long as they're in my household, I'm raising them, I'm feeding them, I'm clothing them, I'm bathing them. They're mine. Yes. Two, what about their birth families? I don't know. CPS does not give you a lot of information. Um, and it really depends on their worker too. They'll let you know why they're into care and all that, but you really don't know much about their family. So I just say I don't know. If I know why they're in care, then I might say, hey, this is why I got them. It is what it is. But other than that, it's really none of your business. Um, that kind of goes into, why are they in care? How much do you get paid? First of all, it's rude to ask somebody how much do you get paid, whether it's being a foster parent or just on your day job. Like, it's none of your business. Why are you clocking my pay? It's none of your business. I don't know how much I get paid. That's the answer. Are you scared that families will come get them? So the way this works, the families do not know who they are with. Now, I made that mistake with baby number one. There were some times where I was off work, so I took her to her CPS visits, and I did see mom and grandma, and there was a conflict. With that, grandma one day had a nasty little attitude towards me, and me being me, I really had to refrain from saying anything because I know how I can be, and I had to remind myself that you're a foster parent. You know what? It's not your fault she's in care. It's her mom's fault, and if grandma was doing what she needed to do, then grandma would have her. So, I just brushed that off. So now, from here on out, I will not try and have any kind of contact. I know I went to a support group, and they said, they do try to have contact with the families. And meet them, because it's good to have a healthy relationship so they can know that, hey, their kids are in a great place. But after that, and not all parents are like ugly and nasty like that, but I just decided that I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to meet any more families. So no, I'm not scared that the families will come get them, because all that is confidential. Now, the only way that they would be able to, like I said, if I dropped them off at a visit and then they end up waiting, following me to my, following me home or whatever the case may be. But that didn't happen last time. When I did take her to her visits, then I did wait behind a little bit. Now, I'm not saying they could have been sitting in the car somewhere, and could have been watching out for me. So, but no, I'm not scared, because all that is confidential, and they won't be able to follow me or anything, because I'm not going to go to any more visits. I'm not going to try and have any type of contact with them anymore. Um, how can you deal with those awkward moments? Just educating people around you about, the foster care system and how it works, because you do have those people that are kind of ignorant to it, and sometimes they don't realize that they're asking ignorant questions. So just educate them on the foster care system and how it works, and how CPS works as well. Just giving them a little background, and then it won't make the moment so awkward anymore. So just educating them, and I try to educate people all the time about it, because I do know about the system, because I worked in it, and so I'm a little bit more knowledgeable. So it makes everything a little bit more easier for me. So I do educate them, just letting them know that yes, these are my babies. I don't know much about their birth parents, but this is what I do know. And why they are into care. And it's none of your business as as it's none of your business about how much I get paid. And no, I'm not scared about any family following me and coming to get them. My only concern is, what happens after this. If they leave, what happens after this? Just my main thing is just to make sure that, or to make sure that hopefully they're going to a safe place. Hopefully the system does not fail them, and wherever they go, they're safe in a loving environment, and not going to a worse situation. All right, you guys, that's it for this week's vlog. 3 things that are hard about being a foster parent. Like and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. And I do comment back as soon as I can. I try to do it within 24 hours. But if you have any questions about becoming a foster parent, or you want more information, or if you have questions that maybe I didn't touch on, then just leave a comment and I'll comment back. Like I said, I will be back next week. I have to do it when the boys are napping. So I'll be back either next Saturday or Sunday during nap time. But I'm glad to be back. And thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.